I find it funny when teams, go into games and like, oh, we want to beat this team and this and that. I want to beat everybody, and the notion that a guy plays harder because he's playing against a certain team, that seems absurd to me. We get paid to do a job, play a child's game, for a king's ransom.
Child's game for king's ransom. Nothing like being an NFL football player. Hello, everybody. I'm Justin LeBar, outside of the Steelers practice facility here on the south side, being joined by Pittsburgh Tribune Review writers Scott Brown, John Harris. They do not make a king's ransom, but they're still here. Guys, we all know Pittsburgh loses in Kansas City. We don't have to beat that dead horse. We'll talk about the elements within that game in a few moments, but now lost 2 in a row. Going into Baltimore, prime time this Sunday night. Just a quick review real quick. Baltimore 5-5 currently. Last 3 times these teams have played, all 3 were last season. Pittsburgh won all of those games, the last one including the AFC Championship game. And the big story, I think, with this game, obviously, is the starting quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, who will be starting. Whether or not that's a smart move, that's everybody's opinion, but Mike Tomlin has said that he's ready to go. Ben feels he's ready to go. John Harris, is he ready to go?
He's passed a battery of tests. Known nationally as probably the best center for concussion study and preventive care right here in Pittsburgh. He said he feels good. His coaching staff said he feels good. And barring some type of setback during the week at practice or what have you, I expect him to play.
So far this season, Ben Roethlisberger, 237 completions for 344 attempts, 2,867 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, 10 picks on the season so far. Last 3 games against Baltimore, all, as we said, took place last season. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he was sacked 10 times. As we said, Ben was not available for comment, not uncommon on Wednesdays for the media, so we went to the next best thing. We got one of his offensive linemen who protects him, and we got the guy who will be backing him up in Dennis Dixon.
He's taken a lot of blows, he's taken a lot of criticism. He's been through a lot as a person, so I don't think you can really talk how much he's been through and where he's at right now. We just worried about his health and make sure he comes back. Still a lot of ball left to play, and so we'll see what happens.
I'm always happy just to be in this organization. I mean, just being here is a privilege, and I love it. I love what I do. I understand that this is a business, and it's going to take time and patience. If this time is now, I'm willing to accept the challenge.
Another challenge for the Steelers, guys, has been special teams. Corey Ivy just signed this week to the squad, a former Baltimore Ravens player, in fact, and we caught up with him to talk to him about his special teams history.
It's not a glory positions on any special teams. It's not any position that you can stand out except if you're the returner. So it's a lot of want to and a lot of dirty work that I just consider as part of my job description.
So the veteran talking about that it's all part of the job description. Being a gritty player and that special teams doesn't really get much love unless you're the big time returner. And guys, what are your thoughts? I don't think we've really talked too much about this, but I think finally it's got to be brought up. How many returns has it been now that they've given
4
up?
Touchdowns.
4 touchdowns on the kickoff return. Scott, what's got to be done?
Can I quote
Sure.
Kieran Fox, the special teams co-captain, directly? "Quote unquote, I don't know." And that's what he said today when asked about these breakdowns. If there's something that some common denominator or what's happening, he said, "I don't know." It basically said that people have to just get down there, get off blocks, make the tackle, and on a couple of those, and I think the last 2, John, you'll probably remember this, they had the guy pretty much pinned in. 2 or 3 guys had a shot, and they're just not making the tackle. And the only thing I can say a positive about the special teams going into Baltimore is they're playing a team that's had problems of its own, and that the Ravens have already cut a kicker because he couldn't make a significant field goal. So maybe that balance each other out. But right now, they're at a crisis point as far as their kickoff coverage team, and they brought in not only Corey Ivy but Rocky Boyman to fix this. So we'll see, and also Mike Tomlin said there could be some additional starters on the unit this week. So I think he's making the right call by taking this more seriously than he has been in past weeks.
It's definitely going to be a storyline-filled game. Scott Brown, John Harris will be there. You can catch all their work on TribLive.com and, of course, pick up your copy of the Pittsburgh Tribune Review at newsstands everywhere. For Scott Brown, John Harris, I'm Justin LeBar.